Hey everyone, welcome to That's Peculiar. I'm Nathan.
I'm Andra.
Andra has an episode for you today, but first, you probably noticed we
Mhm.
haven't released a couple episodes for a couple weeks. We took a small break because we are celebrating our first year of a full podcast and also our 50th episode. So we welcome to season 2, episode 1.
Season 2.
I cannot believe we've been doing this
Yay!
for a whole year now.
And
And
some.
some change.
And
It's
some change.
crazy.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I know.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It's funny though, because it's been a dream since
Yeah, I mean, we've
COVID.
been trying to just do it for a while, and here we are, finally ripped the Band-Aid off and started just posting stuff.
Yep, we did it. Well, today we're actually not starting out with a fun fact. We are going to do things just a little differently.
God. Oh, I guess I should also I guess I should mention that I'm also married.
I fucking knew it. I knew you were going to do it. You guys just eloped?
We did.
Is that on your last trip that you
In
went?
October. We're in October. When we went to Colorado? Yeah, that was when.
Yeah. Aw, how cute. Who went? Your family? Your mom
No,
would
it was
kill
just
you.
me, Ross, and the dog. Oh, and the photographer, he knew, but he was there taking pictures.
Nobody
No.
else? God, I'm so jealous, honestly, because like the whole white wedding isn't my thing, but it's Jack's
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
So
it was beautiful. It was perfect. It wasn't about anybody else but us. I
that's how it's
I
supposed to
have to
be.
say, like, as much as I am down for people's weddings and then being a part of that day, it becomes I feel like as the person who's getting married, it becomes about the comfort of those around you, and
Everyone else.
yes, and less about yourself
Hmm.
and your day. So, like, I am a bit
I totally
my vote
agree.
is definitely elope, go do your thing, and then we're gonna throw a reception. We're gonna do that. Um,
Yay! That's like my
yeah, I think
dream.
it's great because we're gonna plan the reception. We're gonna invite everybody, and anybody who wants to come celebrate our marriage is more than welcome to come celebrate. And that way, it's just a big party. And
Right.
then I can be like, "Hey, how are you? How are things?" And then do that whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe I'm just finding out about this. Why
Because
Colorado?
it's a self-solemnization state, so you don't need to have a, um you don't need to have a witness, and you don't need to have a officiant.
Oh,
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, so
Got
but
it.
it's cool because on
Oh,
our
great.
official, like, wedding certificate, Otis's paw print is on there, so anytime someone needs a copy of it yeah,
Oh
anytime
my God.
they need a copy of it to for proof, it has his paw on it. I love it.
That is so cute. Oh,
Thank you.
congrats. Tell
Will
Ross
do.
congrats. I'm so happy for you guys. Um,
Yes,
well, let's
please.
dive in. Okay, so instead of a fun fact, I'm a little like,
Yeah.
"Wah!" Instead of a fun fact, I actually have a short
Oh.
story. So we're going to tell the tale of Ashcombe Hall, and if everybody likes this, just let us know because this was pretty fun, but you'll see why.
I'm I'm
So,
literally
let's
on
tell
I'm everybody else right now.
yeah, let's tell the tale of
Ashcombe?
Ashcombe Hall. The year
Ashcombe.
Ashcombe,
Okay.
well, it's
Oh,
Ashcombe.
alright.
Ashcombe?
Is this like
The year was
time out.
What?
How many words are we gonna struggle to pronounce in this one?
That shouldn't be too many,
Okay,
if any.
continue. Yeah.
Ready? The year was 1864, and the autumn fog rolled across the hills of Surrey like a ghost seeking its way home. Ashcombe Hall, a sprawling manor of stone and shadow, sat brooding beneath the rising moon. The windows, long and thin, like watchful eyes, gleamed with a pale reflection of candlelight inside the old house, was alive with whispers. That night, a group of young women, Eleanor, Beatrice, and their governess, Miss Dutton, had gathered by the hearth after supper. The wind howled through the eaves, rattling the chimney like bones in a box. They were playing what Beatrice had called a harmless bit of mischief, a game she'd heard of from a cousin in London. You stand before a mirror, she explained, eyes glittering with a candle, and say her name 3 times. They say she'll appear if you dare to look long enough. Eleanor frowned. Who appears? The woman, Beatrice whispered. The one who was wronged. They call her Bloody
Yes.
Mary. Miss Dutton, usually stern and composed, gave a sharp laugh. Nonsense. That's children's chatter. No spirit rises from a mirror. But the girls were thrilled by the forbidden, as the hearts always are. They brought a small looking glass from the dressing table and placed it on the parlor mantel. A single candle burned beside it, its light trembling like a nervous breath. Eleanor, emboldened by Beatrice, darling, stepped forward. Very well, she said. If she exists, she shall show herself tonight. She faced the mirror, her reflection warped by the flickering of the flame. Behind her, Miss Dutton scoffed but watched all the same. The air grew heavy as if the house itself held its breath. Eleanor spoke. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, bloody.
No.
The candle sputtered. The reflection blurred. Something moved. It wasn't her. Beatrice gasped, knocking over a teacup. Miss Dutton snatched the mirror away and threw a cloth over it. Enough, she cried. You'll bring darkness into this house. That night, none of them slept. The wind had changed. It had seemed to whisper a name through the corridors. In the morning, the mirror on the mantel was found cracked through the center, one clean line dividing the reflection into two. Years later, the manor would stand abandoned, but locals swore that on cold October nights, if one stood by the old parlor and whispered, "Bloody," one might see a pale faced glass watching and waiting.
Eee! I was so excited
I
when you said that you say her name
know.
3 times. I was like, "It's Bloody Mary."
And now we're telling the story of the real
What?
Bloody
It's based
Mary.
off a true story? Oh my
Yeah, I
god,
didn't
that's
know.
frightening.
Did you
I
like the little
did,
short
that's
story?
fun. Question,
Yeah, it was super
have you
fun.
ever played
Yeah.
that?
So, I'm so glad you asked because I was actually going to ask you the same question. I did, and I was maybe about
2nd
2nd
grade.
grade with I know. I could have been maybe a little older, but I really don't think so, because I remember being at a
You
school,
did it at a
and I
school?
remember being small. Yeah, we did it at this in the
That's
school
so
bathroom.
funny. I did,
Did
but I
you
was
ever
actually at
try
someone's
it?
house, but I was older. I wanna say, like, 5th grade?
So apparently that is the normal time to start. I got taught this by some heathen at school, and I think we were
That's
so young.
crazy.
I really think I maybe
Yeah,
was
I
7 or
definitely,
8.
like, worked myself up when I said it, and I was, like, freaked out for the rest
Mhm.
of the night.
I didn't say it, I'm pretty sure, and we were in the school bathroom, we closed the door, we had the lights off, and I didn't say it, and then I even actually think I turned around because I was I still kind of am a scaredy cat, but I was a scaredy cat back then, like, I remember going to my first horror film with friends in the movie, and my stomach hurt. Like, I was just like, "How scary is this movie?"
Yeah, and now I'm like, "I wanna stay at haunted hotels. Take me."
I am like,
We should
"Maybe I could do it, but
we should do
probably
that
not."
together, just you and me. That'd be so fun.
Mhm. I mean, it would be super fun to, like, do a haunted house and then tell the, like, story of the house, like, one that we haven't told yet, but yeah, I still feel like I would be
I feel
such a
like if we
scaredy
went
cat.
somewhere that we have told, like, if we did, oh my god, what's it called? Shining Hotel?
The one in
Or the
LA? Oh, that one would be
Yeah,
so
I think that'd be
cool.
fun. Or any like, even in Kentucky, the Brown Hotel or whatever, I think it'd be a lot of fun. There's a lot of haunted hotels.
Yeah.
McAllen, Texas.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
Yeah,
there's so
just pick
many
one.
we could find. Not in Texas, we're not going to Texas.
Okay, down.
Okay. I never wanna go back.
Okay.
You can
No,
go.
it's supposed to be us thing. Anyway, Bloody Mary, tell the story.
Yeah. Are you in Texas right
No,
now?
I'm at home. I'm in Phoenix.
Oh,
Can't you tell
good.
by my
Okay.
background?
God, why are you so attached to Texas? No, I
I'm
can
not
barely see
attached
you.
to Texas.
Well, I'm so far unattached to it, so
Okay.
alright, let's dive in. So stories like that one traveled far, past from whispers to boarding school, sleepovers, but the name Bloody Mary didn't begin with a mirror game, as we've already said. It began with a woman named Mary Tudor, Queen of the England, daughter of Henry
What?
VIII and Catherine of Aragon.
That's Bloody Mary?
That's what I have
Girl,
learned.
I'm not afraid
It's at
I am
least
not
one
afraid of
theory
no
of the idea.
queen, especially a Tudor.
Well, to understand the terror behind her name, you must begin with her religion and the power and betrayal that the family had. So Mary was born in 1516 into the blazing uncertainty of Henry's reign. I think Henry VIII is the one that separated from the Catholic Church, so he could marry like, I think isn't that what the other Boleyn
I
girl
want
is
to
based off of?
say that sounds correct, that he's the one that was like
I think
he was like, "I'm starting my
yeah, I think
own."
he left the
Yeah, and
Catholic
started his
Church
own thing.
because he wanted to get
Yeah, he wanted
divorced,
divorce to be okay
and at the time, like,
a minute
divorce w
ago. Yeah.
yeah. So her father desperate for a son yeah, this is the same guy. Oh, it is. It literally says shifted I forgot that this portion was in here because I added in, like, like, about her pretty quick. So, to understand the terror behind the name, we have to go into it. Her mother, Catherine, loved her deeply, but when Henry's affection shifted to Anne Boleyn, the kingdom turned upside down. And by age 17, Mary had been declared illegitimate, her title stripped, her mother exiled, and her faith questioned, which is just crazy because that is his firstborn. He just wanted a father
Yeah.
and, or a father, a son. And yeah, well, she was forbidden from seeing Catherine as her mother lay dying, which is so sad. The girl who would become Bloody Mary first learned cruelty not as a ruler, but as a daughter from her own frickin' father. When Henry died and her half brother Edward the Sixth took the throne, Protestant reform swept through England. Mary, fiercely Catholic, refused to renounce her faith. For this defiance, she was watched, threatened, and nearly imprisoned. But when Edward died, he
Mhm.
died really young, Mary seized her chance. The people were weary of her, but in 1953 she was crowned Mary the First, Queen of England, the first woman to rule the kingdom in her own right.
Wow.
So the London yeah, isn't that
Yeah, it's a
amazing?
lot.
'Cause she didn't
Yeah.
have
Yeah, and
just a
it's, like, a
king.
lot of turmoil too, like, Jesus.
Mhm. If I remember history right, I think because it was so split, the church at this time, like, King Henry caused a lot
Uh-huh.
of turmoil, and he wanted the kingdom to be separate from the church, but this was before that
Yeah.
actually had happened, so then I don't know if he turned Protestant, but he had to do something. He had to separate it from at least the Catholics. He had to separate his reign from being Catholic to get
Yes,
the
it couldn't be
divorce.
Catholic.
So I think at this time, some people welcomed a change of, like, going back to Catholic. So the London bells rang, the streets filled with celebration. For the first time, Mary stood where her father once had. And for the first time, she had something to lose. Mary's reign began with hope, but the air soon thickened. She was determined to restore Catholicism. She ordered the burning of Protestant heretics, men and women who refused to renounce their new faith, which is crazy because she went through that, like, terror when
And
she
then she's
was
gonna
young and couldn't
Yeah,
even
and
be
then
with
she's
her
gonna inflict
mom.
it on other people because we can't have Protestants, we must be
Yeah,
Catholic.
she just, like, took it, reversed it, and threw it back
She
at
just took
them.
it, flipped and reversed it.
So, between yeah, between 1555 and 1558, nearly 300 people were burned at the stake
Yeah.
under her command. Are you sure you're not afraid of her?
Uh, I mean, no, I might be by the end of this.
Yeah, I would be. Um, bishops, priests, scholars, even commoners were put to flame. The most famous were Hugh Latimer and Nicholas Ridley, whose execution was said to have drawn thousands.
Thousands. Could you imagine that being, like, your form of entertainment, quote, unquote, is to watch people get killed?
I just can't even imagine the world of, like, having to watch that, much less it being
Like,
entertainment. It's like, can you even imagine people being hung in front of you, much less
burned,
burned? Oh
burned,
my god.
hung, stoned,
And can you
drowned.
imagine that
I just
smell?
any
Ugh.
form of like, I could not imagine that being the thing where on s on Tuesdays, we go to the town square to watch the daily execution. Like, what? Blows my mind. I couldn't imagine that
And
being the thing.
I don't think I
No,
could watch it. Can you imagine how, like, numb you'd be to death?
well, I mean, we're pretty numb to it now, I'm gonna say, but as, like, as a community, like, if they were like, "Hey, in Phoenix, Arizona, come down to downtown square at this time, at this day, and watch someone get murked," I wouldn't hmm, not going.
Yeah, I'd be the next one up there probably for not going. So, these burnings earned her the name Bloody Mary. Her
Oh,
actions born from faith and fear, yeah, became legend. Even after her death in 1558, her image lived on. And the truth, she was not mad, but just desperate. She was a queen trying to bring order to a kingdom fractured
mhm.
by her father, and history kinda turned it. So, the connection between Mary Tudor and the mirror ritual didn't emerge until centuries later by the Victorian era. Mirrors had become I don't know why I said it like that. Mirrors had I think I was trying to mix mirror and era, so I said error. Mirrors had become symbols of mystery and
Ab
superstition. Take back to season 1 superstition
absolutely,
episode.
mirrors.
Mhm. Yeah. In those days, death and reflection were intimately linked. So when a loved one died, families would cover all the mirrors in the house. Gosh, could you imagine?
Wait, how many do you
Believing
have in your
what?
house? I've got 2.
I have 1. Oh, I have 2.
Wait, 3 3. Oh, I haven't yeah, 3.
My
I
final
have 3.
answer is
Final
2.
answer. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like Victorian era, especially, like, mirrors being on the rise, I bet they had
Yeah, I
way
feel like
more
they make it
mirrors.
I feel like
I
honestly,
don't
though, I
know.
mean, in that time also without, like, electricity and light bulbs, you have to have mirrors to help reflect more light. So I can see them having a lot
Mhm.
more.
Yeah, I didn't think about that,
Yeah.
that would be nice. So they would cover all of them, believing that if the dead saw their reflection, their soul would be trapped inside, which is pretty cool. Mirrors were portals, thin, gleaming boundaries between the
Yeah.
living and the
That's why you're not
beyond.
supposed to have 2 mirrors
The
facing
vi
each other. Yeah.
Really?
You're not supposed to have 2 mirrors facing each other because 'cause they're portals, so if you put them together, it opens it, and it's like yeah, and
I
it
didn't
becomes like a
realize that.
pass-through.
Oh, well. The Victorians were obsessed with contacting the dead. Seances, spirit photography, and divination filled parlors from London to Edinburgh. Candles flickered besides mirrors as media candles flickered besides mirrors, as you just said, to bounce off the reflection more light. As mediums whispered to the other side. Some historians believe that the Bloody Mary ritual evolved from an older divination game played by Victorian women.
Why
On Halloween
what?
night or
They call it a
yeah,
game? A
we're gonna
divination
talk about it.
game?
Yeah, yeah, played by
Victorian
Victorian
women.
women. So
Just
on
women,
Halloween night,
men not allowed.
we actually talk about how Bloody Mary is commonly more like, females play it more than males
Interesting.
typically.
Hence, I'm gay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll go into that. Who'd you play it with?
Squirrels!
Of course he did. That's hilarious.
My BFFs.
All of this checks out.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
So, on Halloween night or sometimes New Year's Eve, young women would stand before a mirror with a candle and attempt to glimpse the face of their future
Oh,
husband. But not all romance in the glass. Not all saw romance in the glass. This is the game they would play. If death was fated to find them before love, it was said they would see a skull instead. The ritual soon twisted into something darker. The idea of seeing a spirit's face in the mirror, especially that a vengeful woman, merged with the lingering memory of Mary Tudor's blood soaked legend. Somewhere between superstition and story, the Queen's ghost found the game.
interesting. I just think
Yeah. I honestly think that sounds like a fun game though,
see
to,
your
like, try
husband.
and see your
Yeah,
husband in the mirror.
that sounds like a good time to like, "Oh, it happens to be close to Halloween. I'm gonna say whatever and see
I
my
would
husband."
I would
But
carry a skull around and just be like
but the fact that they were like, "If death finds you before you find your love, you'll see a skull." I'm like, "Wow, your life must have been very short because you're" I
well, it's
know
Victorian
life
age, that
expectancy
was.
is like, "I'm sorry, I hit 35, I'm dead," you know?
Um, that was, like, ancient if you even made
Just
it to
crazy. I
35.
could not imagine, like, everybody's popping out
Yeah,
kids at 16 because they have to.
or
Ugh.
13.
No, thank you. Especially considering
Mhm.
that our whole, like, brain isn't fully developed till we're 25.
No, it's absolutely
Bonkers.
insane. So, by the late 1800s, children whispered tales of Bloody Mary, and then this is how it goes. So, folklorists trace this blending of royal history and superstition as one of the earliest forms
Hmm,
of urban legend, which I actually thought
that
was
is
really
very
interesting.
interesting.
Oral tradi Yeah. Oral traditions rarely keep intact, like, all their facts, but they do preserve emotion. So, the fear that something waits behind the glass, the reflection may not be just yours, has haunted long before Bloody Mary. In cultures across the world, mirrors were seen as thresholds. And we go over some of this a little bit in the superstitions episode, but in Japan, this is the part that it was I might struggle, but it's
That
okiku,
sounds fair. I accept.
I think. Yeah, in Japan, the okiku spirit was said to emerge from mirrors to torment those who wronged her. In Russia, it was believed that breaking a mirror would release your double, a restless ghost of yourself.
Ooh,
In Mexico, Day of the Dead altars often avoid mirrors so spirits of the departed aren't confused or trapped.
that one's interesting. I don't know, I
Why?
just feel like the whole idea of Dia de los Muertos is to invite those spirits to be around you. I don't understand how a mirror would confuse them.
Trap them?
Yeah.
They could trap them.
In the mirror? Like, they go
Yeah.
in why would you if I saw a
Or,
mirror,
like,
I'd be like, "I'm not going in there."
I think maybe because the veil is a little blended, maybe it's hard to tell
Okay,
on
I
their
accept, I
side.
accept, I accept.
Um, by the time the 2000s, by the time the 20th century
For those
arrived,
of you who don't know,
these beliefs
19th
merged with
century is
it's
the 20th century is the
1900s.
1900s.
Yep. These beliefs merge with campfire stories and adolescent dares. The Bloody Mary ritual traveled from parlors and to bathrooms of American suburbs.
Why is it the
I
bathroom? That's the one that gets me.
don't know. By the 20th century, superstition had traded lace, so no longer confined to the Victorian era, American children, as we spoke about, began whispering the ritual. The fluorescent hum, the closed doors, the dark mirrors. It's just so fun actually thinking about this. And then I put in here, ask anyone. Tell us your stories of Bloody Mary. Tell us, like, if you want, share a comment of
Yes,
your story
please. I
playing
wanna
Bloody Mary,
know.
and we'll share it on the next episode. I feel like that would be
I
so
want to
much
know
fun.
because I'm very much like I we're not the only ones that played Bloody Mary.
No, no. And it's funny, it's just like this. You go
Lights
into the
off.
bathroom, you stand before the mirror with your friends, lights off, you say your name 3 times. I also found sometimes people say it like
Oh.
13, which is I
Ye
never played it that way. I
yeah.
played it with 3, so I'm curious about other people. And then, did you ever
Um,
see anything?
okay, so let's see. When I played it, I know I played it one time for sure, and I don't remember seeing anything, but I was definitely, like, weirded out. Yeah.
Afraid?
So
Mhm,
that one was definitely not as that's why I freaked myself out for the night, but that was also when I was very young. Uh,
mhm.
but no, yeah, nothing really happened, unfortunately.
I didn't look, and I never wanted to play
Oh.
that game again. The kids would, like, go in the bathroom and play, and I'd be like, "Nah, I'll stay out here."
You should do it now as an adult and then come back next week and tell us what happened.
Nah, I'm too scared
Take Jack
maybe,
with you, he'll
but,
protect you.
uh, children, the story is told now that she appears
In
in
blood.
blood, and that's what I was told
Oh,
as a
yeah,
kid,
I
yeah,
uh-huh.
and others said she did you hear this one? Others say that she reaches through the mirror and
Yeah, I've
scratches your
heard that
eyes
she
out.
scratches. I don't recall the eye part.
Yeah, I think I heard that too, and then a few claimed she'd scream so loud you'd go mad. I never heard
I
that
haven't heard that
version.
one either, actually. It was definitely seeing
Yeah,
her all bloodied and then that she would scratch you. I remember that, but I don't remember the eyes being
yeah.
scratched out part.
I think I remember the eyes. So in some versions, you could trick her by spinning
Spinning?
around. In others yeah, like, spinning, spinning, spinning. In others, she could only harm you if you stayed too long.
In the bathroom?
I think I did hear the spinning thing. Yeah, like, with the lights off.
So you say it, you see her, and then you peace out and you're safe? I'm scared, I'm outta
I mean,
here.
that's what we would do. We would run out of the
Yeah,
bathroom. What would you
that's what I would
do?
do. I'd be like,
Didn't you peace
"I'm
out
out. I
afterward?
don't wanna
Yeah.
stay here too long."
Yeah. So each retelling was slightly different, obviously, but the ritual itself is basically a mirror,
So
a
now I'm
name,
I'm
and then
very
you are daring or not daring enough to
yeah,
do it.
and so now my question is now for the generation that is now, are they playing Bloody Mary?
I bet, but I
I
don't
have no
know.
idea. If you
Gosh,
please,
I
yeah,
wanna
okay,
know.
please, please, please.
You gotta start
Yes.
asking every little kid I
Yeah.
know.
Ask the little
"Do you
kids.
play Bloody
No,
Mary?" Gosh,
no,
I
parents.
can't I can't do it at the
No, look,
school, though.
parents. If you have kids that are around 5th or 6th grade,
Ask your
please
kids.
ask them if they've heard of Bloody Mary. I wanna know. I feel
Yeah.
like she's a tradition that's long since passed.
I don't know about that because you know, like, the lemonade, crunchy ice, beat it once. I saw some kids playing the, like you don't remember the hand clap
Not that
games?
one.
How you would, like,
That
"Miss
one I know.
Mary
I know
Mac
Miss Mary
Mac
Matt.
Mac all dressed in" I saw some kids playing it the other day, and I was like, "Oh, that's so
Yeah, I
cute."
mean, that still exists, but I mean, like, I feel like the scary games kind of yeah, so if you got kids, please ask them and let us know in the comments. I have to I'm curious.
My nephew was playing with a Ouija
Stop
board.
it. I
Yeah, last weekend, he
no.
was playing
I
with a
had a
Ouija
Ouija board
board.
experience, and I will never forget. So,
I am gonna text him actually after this and ask what happened, but I literally said, "Have fun with your
enjoy,
Ouija."
like,
Yeah, I was like, "I'm
because
leaving.
if you got like,
Goodbye."
if you have people that are, like, woo-woo enough to do it, like, things like whew, I remember when we did it,
You have to
you have
close
to
it.
welcome it and then close it.
You have to close it too.
Did you flip it over? Did you
I
say
should have made
goodbye
sure
and
that
flip it
he did
over when you
that.
were done?
I should have made sure he knew about that. I didn't. Oh, I was
Oh,
such a bad
it's
auntie.
okay. Cause like, when I did it so, there's always someone who is accusatory of saying someone's moving it or whatever, and, like, when we did it, we made sure that there
Mhm.
was 2 of us who were very, like, zen and open and very, like, "We're not moving it because we have no I don't have a desire to move it. I don't wanna make things happen. I wanna let it happen." So we were doing the
Yeah.
thing and asking the questions, and it got weird. So,
Yeah.
it
It
got
does
weird.
get weird.
But it was a good experience, and would I do it again? Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah! I
Who do you
so
wanna
I
contact?
I don't care, whoever's in the building. I am very I'm very interested in okay, so think about it this way. So we are in life, death, afterlife, and then we've also got aliens, whatever have you, right? So like there
Mhm.
if there is an afterlife and you have heaven and hell also, like what are you doing stuck in the middle, you know? What are you doing? Why are you here still? When you could be
Right.
up, down, rebirthing, back on alien, back
Right.
yeah,
Whatever
like,
you believe, yeah.
what is the reality? Like, is it really muscular movements that are making sense? Because a lot of people say when you move the planche, it's your m m tiny muscle movements that make it move, that, to the words that you want it to
Hmm.
say, but then it would I feel like it would be all gobbledygook and wouldn't actually spell word.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I don't think I believe it.
Okay, so that's my thing, is then there's people who don't believe it, but then I was very like, "I don't think so." And then we had our experience, and I was like, "Okay, that was weird."
Yeah, I'm open to believing it. I don't think it's the
Okay,
tiny
so
movements that
then you say
causes
you're
it.
open to believing it, and it's not the muscle movement, so that makes me feel like you believe, and then that's why you don't wanna go stay at a haunted hotel with me.
Definitely, because I know your ass would
No,
bring a
I
damn
wouldn't! I
Ouija
would
board.
Do you want to?
I knew it.
I don't need
You
to. I
would.
don't need a Ouija board to communicate. I'm advanced, baby.
Quote of season 2, "I'm
I don't need a
advanced,
Ouija
baby."
board.
If we if we ever have merch, I'm literally putting, "No Ouija board here, I'm advanced, baby."
But I
That'd be
think
so
that would be
fun.
fun for this season 2 would be to go somewhere and, like, stay and, like, record while we're there and let's just hang out. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it
Okay.
would be.
So with that
Yeah.
being said, for those of you who are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, there is a support the
Mhm.
podcast button. If you are enjoying the show and as you listen to it, please you can support us for as little as $5 per month. Super, it's not much at all, and it helps us keep the show. Like currently, we're paying everything out of pocket, and I would very
Mhm.
much like to be able to take this to the real world, and I wanna take Andrew to some haunted places.
The real world. I also there is a comment button too, and people could suggest their
Yes,
haunted
suggest
houses.
those, and then there's also a text us feature. So send us a text, I'm
Mhm.
curious what that looks like.
So am I. Well, back to
Yes.
Bloody Mary. In 2010, an Italian psychologist named Dr. Giovanni Caputo conducted an experiment that may explain what happens when people stare into mirrors in
Ooh, I
dim
have
light. He
hold
asked
on, I have a theory
volunteers.
of this. Okay, so my theory
Yeah.
is, so when
Okay,
you're in a
go.
pitch black room and you can't see correctly, from what my understanding is, your brain, whatever it's looking at, tries to make sense of the shapes that it's seeing, so it makes, like, weird shapes and things.
Yeah.
So if you're expecting to see something, like, bloody and creepy and you can't see properly,
You might
you
see
might see it
something.
because you're suggesting to your brain that you're gonna see something creepy.
Well, that's almost exactly word for word what he
Yes,
found.
I'm a smart queen.
He asked volunteers to sit in a darkened room, gaze at reflections for 10 minutes. Within minutes, participants began seeing strange distortions, monstrous faces, unknown people, or hollow eyes staring back. Caputo called it the strange face illusion. It's caused by something known as the Troxler effect, which is a neurological phenomenon where unchanging stimuli fade from perception. So, in dim light, your brain fills the missing details, the human face, so familiar, so expected, so it morphs it. And your eyes will play tricks on you. Shadows become wounds, familiar becomes foreign. So it's exactly what he said.
Yes.
Caputo's subjects reported feeling of fear and disassociation. Some even believed a presence was with them. Their own minds had created basically a ghost that they were looking for. So that's one thing that does kind of maybe explain why Bloody Mary seems so scary. Um, but still, there is at least a real woman who was pretty frightening sounding to me. I mean, she burned
Who is
anyone.
Protestant?
Um, yeah. So there is another small story about who possibly was also behind the name, and I didn't expand as much on this, but let's go
There's
into it.
another one.
Yeah, that's why I said it's one theory is Mary Tudor, but Mary Worth is a woman who lived in colonial America and was accused of
Mm.
witchcraft. So, according to one version, Mary Worth lured children into the woods for dark rituals until villagers caught and executed her. Her spirit
Yeah, I
basically
was literally like,
hocus
"Oh, look,
pocus.
another glorious
Her
morning. Makes me sick."
Yeah, it makes me sick. Her spirit, it said, was trapped in a mirror and could only be released by repeating her name.
Ah.
So there is no record of Mary Worth in colonial witch trial
Oh.
documents. So it could be a fragment of Puritan folklore, but I'm also going to argue that they didn't put every person in that they
'Cause there
tried
were so
for a
many.
witch in documents. And they didn't put down what they did to some of them. So it could also be a
Yeah.
true story. Others believe the name refers to Elizabeth Bathory, the 16th century Hungarian countess accused of torturing and killing hundreds of young women, allegedly bathing in their blood to preserve her youth. So there we have um Covent American
Yeah.
Horror Story. I think doing Elizabeth Bathory should be a different
Mhm.
episode, so I kept that one short. But though Bathory's crimes were likely exaggerated, her story has also kind of fed into like vampiric or
Vampiric?
vampiric, however you
Vampiric?
pronounce that. Soaked, yeah, vampiric, blood soaked miss. So the association could also be her and the legend of Bloody Mary. These are just some of the other theories of people that I could have been off of. But Mary Tudor actually seemed to me because she had the nickname Bloody Mary while she was
Yeah.
even alive. So I don't know. Kind of seems more like it
I
could
feel
be
like
her.
the other one, the
Um,
colonial one, that's not actually real according to, like, the
uh
archives could be also more realistic because she was in our country, North America, during colonial time.
right. Yeah, and it popped
Yeah.
back up here. So there's another couple of times that something similar does emerge. The Slavic Rusaka Rusaka is a drowned maiden emerging from the water's reflection. And then, of course, which I want to do an episode, there's also the lady in white, and that's in all kinds of different cultures. There's a lot of different versions of the lady in white. These are also very, like, vengeance-seeking
Ah,
beauties, and, it's very similar to Bloody Mary. I just wanted to
interesting.
mention it. So, we talked about mirrors having gateways. In ancient Greece, it was said that the dead could be actually contacted through a ritual involving water and a
Mhm,
reflection. In Middle Ages, fortune tellers used polished obsidian to blunt
mhm.
spirits. The Victorians, with their fascination for mourning, took it a step further, and we said the mirrors got covered when anybody died. So there's also a whole other side of different cultures. I was tying it all together with the other cultures and the other stories. That basically there's often a woman and often the
Yeah.
mirrors, not just the story of Bloody Mary. And this goes in a lot of different cultures and different ideas. The story might be a little different, but in 1990s, psychologist Donna Eder Eder conducted interviews with middle schoolers, this is in the 90s, about their Bloody Mary
Hmm.
ritual. I thought this was so fun. So she found that it was often performed by groups of girls in Nathan, usually between ages 9 and
Accurate.
13. Yep. Because Eder argued the story was about transformation and facing the unknown as one one's identity begins to change, the mirror might sort of she thinks maybe that's why girls it might tell the girls to
Mhm.
see themselves. That's what she argued. The ritual allowed them to basically confront their reflection, fear it, control
Yeah.
it, or defy it. In a way, Bloody Mary became like a rehearsal for womanhood, according to Eder. Eder researched and revealed that most children didn't truly believe a ghost would appear, but the fear was still there when they went through it, and then it bonded them, and it gave them stories to tell, it gave them ownership of the unknown, and I actually resonate that with that, although I don't remember the girls I actually played it with. I do remember feeling pretty close to them, and I kind of have maybe an idea of who I played it
Okay.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that is basically our full story of Bloody Mary. I did just want to say, for further reading, you can actually go into Giovanni Caputo's it's a perception journal from 2010 called Strange Face Illusions in Mirror Gazing. Alan Dundee's does Bloody Mary in the Mirror, a ritual reflection. And then I took a lot of information from it's by Peter Haining, The Anatomy of Ghosts. It's a guide to the haunted Britain, and I got a lot of, like, the Bloody Mary stuff from that, the original Bloody Mary, Mary Tudor. And then there's Antonia Fraser, does the Wives of Henry the Eighth. This is from 1992. I also got some information from
Interesting.
that.
Fascinating
Yeah,
stuff.
it's so cool, but there's a lot. I'm so glad with how excited you got that we were telling the story of Bloody
I
Mary.
love that whole, like, what is it? What do they call them? God, the superstitions around the folklore and
Like,
it's just
stories,
yeah,
myths.
it just
Yeah.
uh they're so fun, and I feel like you haven't really grown up until you've played Bloody Mary or any of those other weird, like, back
I know. It sounds so sad to think about kids not playing it anymore, like, I almost wanna be like,
Yeah,
"Look up
like,
Bloody Mary.
look at
Look up
like,
Bloody
that's the
Mary."
thing, is I feel like a lot of kids don't not because 'cause they're all on their phones, and they're all playing online games, and they don't you don't have enough time to hang out and tell those creepy ghost stories anymore. They just don't do that. I'm all I'm I'm
Might be able
I'm all
to
about
still,
it.
though.
Scare your kids.
You scare your kids. Scare Your
Scare your
Kids by
kids. I
Nathan.
feel like if I had kids, I would be the worst influence parent because I would literally be at home with my, like, 11,
Oh,
12-year-old kid, and I'd be, like, being like, "Have you heard of Bloody Mary?" And they'd be like, "No, I haven't. What
yeah.
is that?" And I'd be like, "Oh my god." And Ross would already be in the bathroom, covered in blood, hiding behind a curtain, and then they would say, "Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary," and then he would be like s and just scare the crap out of him.
Honestly, I am so game for that. I fight Jack about, I don't Rocky Hill, where kids go trick
Yes.
or treating, and I just hated it because when we went, it was like I was waiting in lines to, like, get William candy, and I was just like, "God, this kinda sucks." Like, where are all the tricks? Where are all the I was, like, talking about people TPing houses, and Jack's all, I never
What?
TP'd a house." I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
I
I
did,
do all the
I
tricks,
did.
even
And I know you don't wanna ding dong ditch on Halloween, but, like, even doing that stuff or, like, mooning
mooning.
somebody or something.
I
Where are
never
all the
mooned
tricks?
anybody.
I mean, I don't necessarily think I have, but I
I've
could've,
been
I don't
around people
know.
who did.
I was probably pro bare butt when I was little.
Oh gosh. Yeah, it's time
Oh,
to
it's
bring
so
back all
fun.
those scary little they don't mean anything, but they're fun. Anyway, so
Yeah, I love that this is our first episode of season 2, and if you like this story, let us know because that was actually so fun to tie into this. We can't do it for all of them, but some of
so my
them we
takeaways
can.
are scare the crap out of your kids, people. Just do it. I don't have kids, otherwise I would. Just
Just
do
do
it.
it.
Like,
Tell them all the
bring it back.
mysteries.
Anyway.
Or you don't even have to be a part of it, you could just tell them and then see if they go play it.
Yes, I love that. I think
You don't even have to, like, be there to scare them, you could just tell them, "When I was
Bloody
little, we
Mary.
used to play this game, and it
Yeah,
was so
love it.
scary,
This
and
is how
here's
you
how you
do
do
it.
it." And then just see.
Ah, that's
Mhm.
so good. That's so smart. Uh, thank you. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for talking about Bloody Mary. I had like a blast from the past.
yeah. Good. When I was, like, coming up with ideas, I wanted something that I could tie a short story into, so I was looking actually for the short story to
Love.
inspire me, and then I came across Bloody Mary, and I
This is
immediately
it.
was like, "Yes, Bloody Mary." I don't even know how much information there is about Bloody
It's
Mary, but
perfect.
let's do it.
Well, thank you everybody who
Mhm.
joined us today on That's Peculiar Season 2, Episode 1. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment,
Woo!
share it with your friends. We are here to stay. And I guess we'll see you next time on That's Peculiar. Bye.
See you next time. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Season 2, Episode 1, Bloody Mary. Tune in next week for another new episode.